Huh? Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Dan, after almost 4 months without a game, how much does it mean to be back on the pitch today?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, we're really excited, really looking forward to it. Obviously a beautiful day.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to another historic occasion here on Wolves TV. I'm Mikey Burrows with you at the Orbital Fasteners Stadium, the home of Kings Langley FC. But this afternoon, the venue for the first ever meeting of Watford and Wolves women in the Women's FA Cup third round. It was an incredible journey that Wolves women have been on across the last 18 months really, but certainly after waiting so long to get back out there, they produced something special to reach this stage.
Dan, after almost 4 months without a game, how much does it mean to be back on the pitch today?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, we're really excited, really looking forward to it. Obviously a beautiful day as well. So yeah, it's just amazing to be back with the group and have a competitive fixture to look forward to.
Do you hope that today's match is a positive sign of the return of football for good?
Yeah, I think we all hope so. Yeah, I think right across the country, not just football. I think everybody across the world just wants a bit of normality. There's no pressure on us today. We just got to go out and as I say, enjoy the occasion. You know, they're the ones with the expectation placed upon them. So we'll enjoy it and take it for what it is and see where we go.
You can see the teams are now coming out behind us. Anna is actually celebrating her birthday this weekend as well, so that presentation really is the perfect gift. It's time now for me to hand you over to our commentary team of Mikey Burrows and legendary Wolves women player Claire Hakeman.
Well, after a frustrating 112 days without a fixture, it is glorious sunshine for the return to action of Dan McNamara's side here at the CKW Stadium in Castlecroft. And McNamara able to name a relatively strong lineup, though he is, of course, without the experience of Natalie Whittle. Trying to set crossing behind, and look at the speed. Oh, goodness me. Big decision just outside the penalty area. Had a long old discussion. Going to be yellow rather than red. Pace of cross again, causing all sorts of issues. Jade Cross with a big opportunity. Oh, couldn't quite find the bottom corner.
It's 0-0 at the break here at the CKW Stadium. I'm joined again at half-time by Jen Anslow. Jen, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, I thought it was a really steady first 20 minutes. We really settled into it. Quite equal pressure, possession. We started to step it up though after 20 minutes. I felt like we got a grip of the game. We defended solidly and we broke really well. So yeah, it's a shame it's 0-0 still. I feel like there was a goal there somewhere before half-time. I'm
going to hand you back now to your commentary team, Mikey Burrows and Claire Hakeman.
Could be a big 45 minutes ahead. Don't go anywhere. Axton trying to find a way through the middle. Danger moment here, Axton, and manages to find a way through. And having been so dominant in that first period, Wolves, they find themselves behind early in the second. Cross finding Edwards, and it might open out here. Edwards having to go for goal! Sensational! Absolutely sensational from Nia Edwards!
Oh, that's a great finish. I'm so chuffed for her.
Stepped in field, opened out, saw the route to the top corner and absolutely snatched it. And has snatched a route back into this cup tie. Players like Jade Cross here can take Wolves there themselves. She's taken the ball an awful long way, and it's Palmer to try and get the strike. Maybe not the power she wanted.
Now it's 1-1 after 90 minutes. Jim, we didn't expect to be having you back here, but we've of course going to extra time now.
Oh, cross onto the loose ball, following in. The ball's going to roll over the line, and Wolves have scored. Jade Cross will get the congratulations. All her desire and effort has paid off in a special moment. Wolves 2, Forest 1, right at the start of extra time. Harkin's delivery came off Price. Holmes was there. Oh, penalty. Oh, really unfortunate. And it's Axton to strike it, and strikes it high and to the right and beats back Thomas. And this fascinating cup tie goes on. And now it will come down to those oh so dreaded penalty kicks. Here comes Morfitt. Step up, left-footed. Oh, smashes it through. It's Brown. Oh, rolled it casually into the corner. Lowry Walker. No more important strikes, perhaps. Lowry Walker finds the bottom corner. Harkin against Thomas. Harkin strikes it back off the other side of the crossbar. Palmer smashes it straight down the middle. Oncaster, step up and strike it, and strikes it well into the bottom corner. Has to get on with things. Strikes it low and finds the bottom corner. 4-2. Have to score. Hayley James. It's James to step up right-footed and finds the bottom corner. And now Anna Price. It's Price. No, it's over the top. It's effectively sudden death now. And back Thomas. Produce something special. No, finds the corner. Kelly Darby against Aguirre. Darby. Oh, what power. Olivia Cook now has to score to keep Forest in the shootout. Cook against Thomas. It's Olivia Cook to strike it, and it's saved by Beck Thomas! What an incredible victory for Wolves women to get themselves through to round 3 for the first time since 2015, knocking out Nottingham Forest from the division above. They dominated throughout the entire 120 minutes. but they kept their nerve, they kept their composure, and after 4 months of inactivity, a second season cruelly cut short when they surely would have been heading for a title and promotion, this season continues thanks to that save from Beck Thomas. Memories that will last a lifetime for all those who were involved at Castlecroft last weekend, and it means the season continues for at least one more week. Let's find out the thoughts ahead of this one from the Wolves head coach Dan McNamara.
Dan, first and foremost, what's the mood been like in the camp after such a dramatic win last time out?
Yeah, Mikey, it's been fantastic all week. The girls are buzzing. Yeah, we've almost had to manage some expectations within the group. You know, they're on cloud nine, and rightly so. You know, the occasion last week was tremendous on so many levels. It's catapulted us right into to the limelight of Wolves. You know, walking around the city, the girls have felt it. So it's just amazing. And listen, to be down here now and doing it all again, it's just a really proud moment.
Build-up for last week's game was obviously difficult because you only had a week really to get the players back together. So has it helped having that almost 2 weeks now to try and build on things?
I think we've suffered, to be honest. We've suffered after 120 minutes. We've picked up a couple of injuries. Summer drops out today, unfortunately. That's probably one of those where it's too much too soon. But that's football. No complaints from us. That's football. So yeah, we've had to manage that workload. I think this week. Watford obviously got it sewn up in the 90 minutes, but that 120 minutes really took its toll on the girls. And as we got to Tuesday, they were feeling it. So yeah, maybe the sessions that we planned had to be altered somewhat to get to the levels they needed.
And another really interesting test today, because Watford were going really well like yourselves before the season was suspended.
Absolutely, what a great, fantastic setup they've got down here. They're a championship out of it, aren't they, from top to bottom. Yeah, some amazing players. Rosie Cometa played right at the very top of the game. Beckett, central midfield, how many caps for internationals. So yeah, look, we're just delighted to be here, absolutely delighted. I think the girls deserve to be here. That's a message that I am saying to them. They do deserve this. But we've just got to go out and take that quote that I said last week. It's nothing to prove and everything to show.
Good luck today.
Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Max.
Dan McNamara looking pensive, looking concentrated. It will be a fascinating afternoon, and here to share it with me once again is the former Wolves women defender Claire Hageman. And Claire, it's one of those challenges once again where it's a team from a level above, and Watford maybe a slight level above Forest as well. They were top of their table when the season was suspended.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge for the girls today, but a fantastic opportunity for them. And as a football player, these are the days you look for, and it's a fantastic competition, so the girls will want to do well today.
Watford are without their captain, the Wales international, that is Helen Ward. Wolves having to make one change from last weekend. Summer Holmes, who was so impressive in midfield, has failed a late fitness test. It means Jamila Palmer, the reigning player of the season, is able to come in. So disappointment for Summer, Claire, but an opportunity for Jamila.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Summer was fantastic last week, and I think they'll miss her physicality a little in the midfield. But a brilliant opportunity for Jamila to come in, and obviously they've got the pace of Ali Miller and Jay Cross, and then Jamila will be down the centre, I would have thought.
Yeah, just talk us through that slight tweak to how Wolves will play, because Nia Edwards produced something special from wing back to get that goal last time out, but I think she's more regularly a central midfielder anyway.
Yeah, I think Nia's traditional position has always been down the centre of the park, so it's a fantastic opportunity again for her, and I'm really pleased that she retains her place after a brilliant performance last week.
Well, what will be going through the mind of Anna Price? This time last week she was meeting Jeff Shee and getting that special presentation for going past 300 appearances, and then at the end of the game missed her penalty that could have sent the team through at the time.
I think it was an emotional day for Anna, wasn't it? A bit of everything in that display from her, but it's fantastic, and I know that she was gutted about the penalty, but she's done a fantastic job throughout, and I'm sure she'll be wanting to give her all today.
Well, all weekend football is pausing to mark the memory and the passing of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. And as you can see, the players will be beginning to gather around the centre circle once Wolves have finished that final pre-match huddle, and we will have a moment of silence before this Women's FA Cup third round tie gets underway. Final instructions from Anna Price, aka Perksy, as you may well hear her referred to throughout the afternoon. Final few instructions. Get rid of the nerves. Get yourself ready to go. In the meantime, a moment of silence. Football pays its respects to a former president of the Football Association, and it's the Football Association Cup that we will focus on now. Watford against Wolverhampton Wanderers for a place in round 4 and a meeting with Blackburn Rovers. After so many months of inactivity, so much frustration that had built up, both these sides would have been expecting title-winning, promotion-claiming campaigns, the opportunity to extend the season further. And what a challenge it will be as everyone takes a knee to continue to send the message that there is no room for racism. This game is all about inclusion and opportunity. And Claire Hakeman, it's about the opportunity that is there for the taking for Dan McNamara's side.
Yeah, 100%. I think they'll be really wanting to take this to Watford today and hopefully start with a really confident approach. But the girls have got to just enjoy it. I mean, Watford are a brilliant team and in a fantastic position in their league, and previously played a lot higher in the Women's Championship as well. So it'll be a tough task for the girls, but they'll want to show their best on the pitch today.
Larry Walker with that early ball forwards towards Jade Cross. Jamila Palmer didn't quite get hold of it. Fascinated to see how she goes from the start today. We talked an awful lot last week about the absolute thunderous shot that she has. Didn't really see her get into the kind of areas there where she could have used it.
No, I think she struggled to get into the game when she came on as sub last week, but I think she'll be wanting to show her best today and obviously have an impact on the game early on if she can.
Opportunity for Watford to try and stretch Wolves. Rosie Kamita chasing the ball down. Hat-trick for her last week in the win over MK Dons, but she was well tracked all the way by Ali Miller, who's got a very different role today.
Yeah, it looks like Ali's going to drop onto that right-hand side of the front three. But she's a pacey girl, and she the amount of times she won the ball back when she really shouldn't have last week.
Well, here's Jamila Palmer. Just didn't quite get a through ball right. And a chance to try and win possession back. Walker's ball, and we know how quick Jade Cross is. And it needed Chrissy Wiggins to get out sharply. That will be a key element of the game, you feel?
Yeah, I think both sides, having watched Watford game, both sides like playing out from the back. So it'd be interesting to see how the front three for either side really put the press on each defence.
Watford women are known as the Golden Girls, which may well be a tag that Wolves would prefer to have. It's Watford who got the benefit of being in their home strip today. There's Anna Morfitt. Opportunity to try and play it forwards towards Palmer. Brave challenge, in went Walker. Lovely touch from Lowry Walker, and continues to drive forwards, and look at the desire as well, and it nearly bounced into the path of Jade Cross. It's one of the stars, I think, this week, Lowry Walker.
Yeah, she's a fantastic player, isn't she, Lowry? She really likes to get on the ball and get into some attacking positions there, so it was a lovely little run from her there.
Morfitt with a clever throw to Palmer. Was Emma Beckett tracking back. Put through it from Wiggins. Interception from Nia Edwards. Yeah, slightly different number on today. Big ball forwards that Morfitt deals with in the air. And that comes towards us. You might be able to make us out on your TV coverage. Pictures being kindly given to us by our hosts. And here's Kamita with an early opportunity. Try and get it forwards for Watford. No doubt, she's the danger.
Yeah, I think she'll be the threat today, won't she? Obviously had a hat-trick last week. She's really tidy on the ball.
Opportunity for Beckett to fire it across goal. And they had the numbers in there. A touch fortunate, no one was able to get on the end of it.
Yeah, I think Kamita seems to be a really good player, having to looked at the footage from last week's game. She used to play for Spurs, so she obviously played a higher level as well, so Spurs and West Ham, I think. So it'd be interesting to see her play today, but hopefully, I'm sure the Wolves have done their prep today on the opposition.
Cross with a flick on that she will chase herself. There's the Ann Bell playing a 1-2 effectively with the goalkeeper. And away from Walker. Good interception though by Price. Edwards trying to find Miller, just a little bit too much on the pass. One of the things that I think really stood out last week that was probably underrated was just Anna Price's reading of the game, knowing when to be in that right position.
Yeah, I mean, Anna's job pretty much will be to screen the back four, give them a little bit of protection. I mean, she's fantastic in the air as well, and in the tackle, so she'll be looking to break up the play where she can.
Watford again trying to build. Chandler, and a dig from distance. Just had Beck Thomas moving for a moment or two. I wonder what goes through Beck Thomas's mind as well, having had such an incredible occasion last week. And having to do a post-match interview as well, live into Wolves TV.
Oh, fantastic. It was a great day for Beck, wasn't it? Fantastic save, and it's nice for her to have that moment. She's a solid keeper. She's been at Wolves, obviously, over a couple of spells, but she's a fantastic player.
Lovely take by Walker. Ross will chase. Oh, sandwiched in between a pretty main road and a train line on the far side, and the M25 is not far away. Watford's throw down the line, and Wolves are just working their way forwards. Looks like they've settled okay at the moment, Claire.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with this. I think they want to just relax in possession, trying to get the ball down on the floor and get their passing football going.
Palmer couldn't quite hang on to it that time though, but was working hard to try and win it back. Francesca Ali didn't quite like the challenge, and neither did our referee Stacey Fullix. It's getting a little bit warmer. We did have a attempted snow shower just before when we started.
I think I started in my sunglasses last week at Castlecroft, and today it's woolly hat and jumper.
Cross, now that was a crunching challenge. Comes to Palmer though, trying to find Walker. Watford with a chance to try and work it forwards towards Fatuga Dada, but again it was Morfitt with the interception.
Yeah, I think defensively Wolves are going to have a bigger challenge today with the front three that they've got playing for Watford. I think last week really Forest didn't pose a massive threat, particularly in the first half, so Wolves just need to relax, keep it calm, keep hold of this ball where we can.
George finding Jade Cross. Just a little bit too much of the run. Was coming wide from Nia Edwards. O'Leary. Ali on, and the offside flag has gone up against Fatuga Dada.
Yeah, it was a nice bit of play, wasn't it, that from Watford? Nice little 1-2 inside, but obviously a good line run there. Emma Cross at the back is pretty rapid, but she's obviously trying to keep the defence up and managed to get the offside.
Say Forest didn't really lay a glove on Wolves in that first half last week. It was a very slow start that maybe give more credit to Wolves for the way they dominated the first period. A lot of that came through the runs of Tammy George that we haven't quite seen being able to get on the ball just yet. As Derby clears out of play.
I'd kind of expect Watford are in a great position in their league. I think they've only lost one in the previous season, so I expect them to be pretty strong in possession. This will be a game where maybe Wolves don't have the ball as much.
Against ball forwards, Miller with the challenge. Edwards couldn't quite steal it. Derby, all her experience there to calmly play the ball forward. So Watford in possession again. Oh, Lowry Walker, lovely step in, and Palmer just got a little bit too much on that poke through, but look at Cross charging through again, and Jade Cross has stolen it from the goalkeeper. Jade Cross to give Wolves the lead in the FA Cup third round tie at Kings Langley. What a special moment. Should have had a goal last week that would go down as an own goal. This one definitely hers. Once again on the shoulder of the defender, closing in, stealing the goalkeeper, and with the simple task of laying it into the back of the net, Wolves are in front, advantage to Dan McNamara's team.
Fantastic play from Jade Cross there, and obviously brilliant before from Lowry Walker to nick that ball in behind, but that's Jade's threat totally. You'd hate to be a defender against her. Anything in behind, she'll chase it down. She's managed to nick it off the keeper, and that's a great way for Wolves to start.
Stunning moment for Jade Cross. Her 13th of the season, on her 11th appearance of the campaign. 147 goals now in 171 appearances. A phenomenal striking record. And they have something to protect.
Yeah, I think they need to just relax now, don't they? Try and stay calm, don't get run away with the moment. The last thing you want to do when you've just scored a great goal like that is concede.
Fatuga Dada, suspicion of a handball in there, but Edwards winning possession back. There is an awful long way to go, and Watford did come from 1-0 down against MK Dons last week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, reading the programme notes before the game as well, it seems that they often make fast starts themselves, so it's quite nice to put them on the back foot again.
Morfitt with the throw. Walker with the flick on. Here is Jade Cross. And again, trying to get Walker in behind, just a little bit too much on the pass through. So she's got 7 hat-tricks last season. She's been the top scorer for the last 5 campaigns in a row. 2-time league Golden Boot winner.
She's fantastic. She's a brilliant striker, and
she's only 25, Claire.
Oh no, she could have hundreds of goals left in her.
Tammy George reading the play well, interception, and looking to get things started, and will win a free kick.
Brilliant from Tammy, that's what we just said, wasn't it? We haven't seen her on the ball much, but when she is, she's effective. She wins a free kick for us, which is brilliant.
Dan McNamara will be very happy, you imagine, with the way things are going right now.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Like you say, they've got something to protect now. And Wolves just need to settle into the game, get their confidence up, relax, give nothing silly away.
Morfitt to launch it forwards. Price was up there. It was an awkward bounce that was eventually taken by Wiggins. Well played, Nia Edwards, though. Look at the urgency about this Wolves team. They are not giving Watford a moment's peace.
I think that's the game plan, isn't it? Watford love to play out, so Wolves are going to stop it happening.
Almost a mistake forced by Ali Miller that, again, Jade Cross was looking to capitalise on.
I think they're not going to give him a second in there, are they? And I think that's great because it's unsettling them, and you can see that, can't you, at the moment?
Watford to try and play from deep. This is Ali. Palmer is giving chase, couldn't quite steal it away from Chandler. Raya Weiss looking towards Kamita.
I think the amount of energy you can already see from the girls to keep sustaining this level of press on the Watford defence is tough going with the gap that they've had, and they've only had, like, this is week 2 of training, so the girls are doing a fantastic job so far.
Very much so. So whether they can maintain it all the way through. Miller back to Emma Cross. Morfitt will have to come across and deal with it, and did so. Wolves TV coverage powered by Energy Angels, with Wolves women in front early on. Defending to do right now, O'Leary trying to feed the ball in field. Price first to it. Came off Huggins. It will be a Wolves throw.
It's brilliant pressure again, isn't it, from Jade? I think she's everywhere. It was obviously a long ball in from Perksy, but Jade will just win those little bits and pieces around if a defender gives her even a second.
Derby with the throw. Palmer and Miller came short. George bundled into. Derby and Morfitt. We saw Morfitt's incredible left foot last week. Price is going to get in there. Edwards waiting on the edge of the box. Palmer thought about coming short. Morfitt's delivery. It's towards Tammy George, who got a flick on, and somehow it's kept out, and the offside flag, I think, had gone up anyway. Larry Walker was so close to turning it home.
I thought that was literally landing straight on Anna Price's head, the way that it went in. But it was a great ball, and he's got them chasing around. The keeper did really well, despite obviously being offside.
Well, I was going to say Tammy George is not the biggest, but it's really shown actually last week and this that provides a physical presence. She caused all sorts of havoc in the penalty area then. Yeah,
she did. She's a fantastic player, and I mean, she was a major part in the attacking threat that Wolves had last week, so I fully expected to be as involved today.
Fatuga Dada. Try and carry it forwards. The Watford captain. Trying to go on the outside of Morfitt. Run into a difficult area. Support arriving from Bell, who lifted it into the danger zone. Kamita will keep it alive. Good block by Nia Edwards, though, to deny the initial cross, but it will come back in from the set piece.
Yeah, I think looking at the play from last week, Watford were a pretty big threat on their set pieces. So it'd be interesting to see. Wolves need to keep their concentration now as they're defending this one.
Everybody is back defending. Watford have quite a few numbers inside that penalty area, and a couple waiting on the edge of the box too. Tugadada's delivery, it was in swinging, and Thomas came, and what a good punch that was. Had to deal with it. Brave goalkeeping when she was needed to.
Yeah, she's not afraid to come for Cross's back. She's an all-round really strong keeper, so fantastic to see, and it'll really get her confidence up as well, getting a touch on the ball.
Edwards finding Palmer. She'll settle for the throw. This opening 17.5 minutes has absolutely flown by.
Yeah, it has. I mean, Wolves will be really pleased, won't they? They've gone 1-0 up. They're fairly in control of the game in major parts at the moment. You wouldn't say that there's a major gap between the sides. Again, we're thinking they are at the league above and at the top of the league above as well. So, well, let's see how it settles.
There's George. He's caught in possession a little bit by Ali. He's held on to it. Price dispossessed though for Tuga Dada. Will go towards Morfitt. Stuck to her defensive duties really well. A loose pass by Walker this time though. This is Leanne Bell. Overhits her pass.
Yeah, just a couple of lapses in concentration there, but great defending initially from Anna Morfitt. She did a great job to cut her out. I mean, she was pretty much one-on-one with her there with a lot of space in behind, so she dealt with that really, really well.
George challenging with Chandler. The Wolves coming away with the ball. Walker couldn't quite find cross. Iveld with the interception. Francesca Ali. Look at the pressure being put on by Wolves again though. Just seem to swarm around the Hornets every time the home side get the ball.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? A little bits of scrappy play there, but just that press as soon as they're out of possession, and I think that is totally the game plan today.
And we talk about being one pack. Wolves have been hunting as a pack. Try and get possession.
Definitely, and I mean, you've got to appreciate the energy levels that it takes to sustain this kind of press, and they need to manage the game and take their breathers when they can as well.
Oh, nice flick on by Jade Cross. Myveld just able to turn in front of her. But a loose pass, and again it's Cross trying to capitalise. Dangerous run. Palmer back to goal. Walker taking it forwards. It's going to come to Edwards to strike it. Well saved in the end by Chrissy Wiggins.
Oh, so unlucky there, wasn't it? It was fantastic play initially from Jade Cross. It really looked like he was going to open up and taking the defender on. That's totally what you want to see Jade doing, taking the defender on in the box.
Bell infield to Ali. Chandler trying to find Rosie Kamita. And Kamita looking to drive at Miller. Delivered it early. Too early for her teammates.
Yeah, it was a great ball, crossfield ball there from Watford, and that is the threat that they're quite direct in their play, and it's making sure that defence stays concentrated all the time.
Yeah, Watford maybe finding that they haven't had much joy in a more patient build-up, so the only way to get around that Wolves press is just to try and knock it long.
Yeah, and they might have to adapt, and that's what Wolves want them to do. They want them to probably adapt their play. Maybe if they end up going long, Wolves are happy to deal with that as well.
Kick out by Thomas to Walker. Felt the nudge, but held on to possession. And again, showing a driving, running ability. And Cross again, stealing in ahead of Huggins. And she set off at speed and did well to stay on her feet there and has drawn Wolves the corner.
Yeah, fantastic from Jade, wasn't it? Larry Walker down here just in front of us was fantastic as well. A brilliant turn and swivel, playing it in behind to Jade. But that's Jade's threat every time. The defender got there first and she still took it off her.
Yeah, she's a tenacious footballer. Talk about the goals that she's scored. It often comes just because she's able to dig deep into reserves of energy that at the moment defences she's facing are unable to match. Morfitt's corner. Price's header. Just a bit too high.
It's unlucky from Perksy, but hopefully she's finding a range there. I mean, she's definitely a specialist. If I ever see that Perksy score a goal, I'm always thinking that it's a header from a corner or a set piece.
Well, she's got 2 so far this season. Oh, another little mistake. Almost benefited Wolves. Anna Price, 56 goals in her Wolves career. This her 304th appearance. Tuga Dada asking too much of O'Leary. The crash you heard was Claire Hankman's drink bottle going flying. The excitement is taking over.
I was getting a little bit excited there. I thought Jade was going to get in again, so...
The emotion that ran through you last week, let alone those who were playing.
It's fantastic, like a huge privilege to be here on a match day. Getting to see any match at the moment is pretty fantastic live, but watching the girls, it's a brilliant thing to be part of.
Well, they have produced one special performance last weekend, and they are on the way to another. Still plenty of time to go. Another soft free kick given Watford's way.
I think, as you said before, Mikey, they've got to be aware that obviously this is exactly the way it's set up for them last week.
Tugadada's touch, Walker's clearance. Tugadada again, Bell. Trying to lift it forwards towards Ali. It's an inviting cross that Wolves did well in the end. Will be kept alive. Willa Palmer tracking Emma Beckett. Beckett's managed to find a way to get a cross in. It was Price who got the header away, and it was struck dangerously goalwards. Beck Thomas had to watch that all the way as it just flew over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, I think that shows that the threat that they do have. It's a great ball in from Emma Beckett, who I think is their set piece specialist as well. So fantastic ball in this on the edge of the box, and Beck did really well, watched it all the way. Lucky for us it wasn't hitting the target.
Just a little sign, isn't there, of Watford beginning to take more of a grip of things, pushing Wolves a little bit deeper. And McNamara will be keen to keep an eye on whether his midfield just gets a little bit too deep, allows people like Megan Chandler there to arrive onto the end of things. Jay Cross chasing again, and look at the pressure being put on Chrissy Wiggins.
You can see the panic in the keeper's eyes there, can't you, virtually from here when Jay Cross is looming on her.
Tammy George tried to reverse it in. Was just a bit too keen to challenge. I mean, I've seen few players like Jade Cross, I have to be honest, Claire, because anybody else in any other type of football, when that ball goes back to the keeper, they just leave it. They're just happy enough to let the keeper have it. Not her.
Like you say, she hunts out those goals, those little goals, and that's kind of, she's a fox in the box kind of striker, and that's why she's so effective. But I mean, she used to be hell to defend against in training, I can tell you that now.
Trains as she plays.
Oh, does she ever? And her and Emma Cross, any kind of fitness training, the two of them identical, going head to head all the way.
Are they competitive?
Oh yes,
twin sisters.
Oh yes, yes they are. We've had many fallouts between the two of them when we're just all watching from the sideline, but they're fantastic, aren't they? And they're brilliant athletes as well. What's making them so good.
Palmer's won Wolves another corner here. Morfitt will make the long jog across to take. It was one of the key points of last week, as Wolves were so far on the opposite side of the penalty area.
Yeah, we were having a little chat about that. I caught a couple of the girls after the game, and they were giving Anna Morfitt a little bit of stick there, actually. I don't know whether the placement was intentionally to be as deep as maybe it was, but that seemed to be the way that it was going. But hopefully, I'm sure it's something they've probably worked on heavily this week.
Well, they're all making runs in towards the near post. The goalkeeper did well to claim it in the end. As pressure was arriving.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball in, isn't it? If you manage to get somebody to run along the keeper's eye line, you might have managed to put her off there, but it's a good take from the goalkeeper.
Bell to carry it forwards for Watford. She's carried it a long way, looking for Tugadada. Still allowed to run. Finding Beckett. Look at Ali Miller's challenge. Racing out there, and Palmer back to help out as well. And then who else but Jade Cross is there to intercept and win Wolves the throw.
Yeah, great bit of play there. I think it's always a worry when you've got Anna Morfitt taking the corners on the furthest point is kind of the position, so you had Emma pulled right out of position there, but obviously came to nothing in the end, which is fantastic. So I think the girls will be really pleased, won't they? I mean, we've got nearly half an hour gone and we're 1-0 up, so I think we take that. It's all about, you know, get that goal and keep the clean sheet as long as we possibly can.
Watford 0, Wolves 1. Nia Edwards for Price. Quite find the return pass. Dada giving chase, just about kept it in. Larry Walker back there with her in a really good, strong sliding challenge. Bell's throw for Ali. And out of play it goes. Morfitt was looking for Walker. Bell's header. Price is there. Watford just having a little bit more control as they try and get Rosie Kamita into the game. Oh, good challenge by Derby. Stuck with her all the way there.
Yeah, and I think she was quite exposed, wasn't she, Kelly, there? She was kind of isolated on her own, so she won't want that to happen, but she dealt with it really well.
Back in on the turn again. Another inviting cross. Good header by Morfitt. Comes out to Bell. Well closed down by Nia Edwards. Bell still going with Morfitt. The composure, not just to launch it downfield, but to cleverly release Nia Edwards, who's got support from Jade Cross. She wants to keep going, full of running. They'd win back last week. Waited for the support of Tammy George, and now she sets off goalwards. Still Tammy George was looking for Jade Cross, and Wolves win themselves yet another corner.
Oh, unlucky. I was kind of hoping that Tammy George might have took it in on the left foot there and tried to get a strike across and get the keeper working, but it's fantastic play by Wolves. Nia Edwards did fantastically well there. It was a hell of a run, and she just held the ball up, waited for some support to move on.
It's incredible from a team perspective, isn't it, knowing that you have players who are able just to do that, to get you out of trouble and give your defence a bit of a breather. Yeah,
they've got so much energy, haven't they? Nia and Tammy George, all action, very tenacious players.
Morfitt's corner. Price and Derby making their runs. It was Price who got on the end of it. I think she might have been on the way down from her jump. That ball's not gone out yet. It's hit the corner flag and rebounded back into play.
It's rare you see that happen these days, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever seen it in a game I've commentated on.
I was going to say before that the grass is pretty thick. The ball does seem to be holding up a little bit, and I think that's where Jade Cross has managed to have that little advantage on occasions.
Yeah, it's not a bad surface, but grass is a little bit long. Not completely flat in places. Again, pressure on Chrissy Wiggins. Watford want to play out. They know Wolves have been impressive in their press. And this is Ali Miller. Bell, Watford have done well to work themselves out of trouble. Ali to take it forwards for Dada. That's a comfortable take for Beck Thomas.
Yeah, it was well played there, wasn't it, from Watford? They've managed to be patient, work their way through. But Wolves were slightly out of position, managed to get through and attacking the defence and putting it down the right wing. But I think Wolves will just want to get back on the ball, get their possession back up, get a bit of confidence, and obviously try not to concede before half-time. It'd be great to go 1-0 up at half-time, going 1-0 up at half-time.
Morfitt's clearance. Ali's header in field. Emma Beckett. How much do you think it's about taking this game in stages? They've been almost at 100 miles an hour, haven't they, for a large period of it? Got to have periods where they've just got to bed back in and get a bit of energy back.
Yeah, it's tiring, and to sustain the concentration as well for the long period of time, and obviously they don't want to give anything away or make any mistakes, but the girls are doing fantastically well, and it's a high energy game and they're doing a brilliant job so far.
Walker and Miller have just switched for the time being. Well, that's lovely skill for Anna Price.
Love that, Perksy.
Fine Palmer just overhits the pass for Miller.
Very silky skills from Anna Perks there. She's fantastic. She's great on the ball. Fantastic player, and obviously a brilliant role model for the game as well.
Miller's interception from the throw. Cross for George. If she'd looked to her right, Nia Edwards had made a great run. Palmer, she fancied it from a long way out there. Bell just getting there ahead of Miller. And Miller tracking back. And Stacey Fullock's happy to let it play.
I thought it was a good winning that from Ali Miller, but it's just a shame the girls didn't get around her quick enough. Maybe I don't know whether they expected the ref was going to give it as a free kick.
Yeah, it looked like a good challenge from where we were. You can see us on the TV pictures. This might just be winded here, Leanne Bell. He's going to need a little bit of treatment. It might just have been the way she fell.
Yeah, I think so. There didn't seem to be a great deal in that, but I think Ali Miller did come slightly from the side, so maybe she wasn't quite expecting it. But this gives a good opportunity now. You can see a few of the girls doing a little bit of a calf stretch on the pitch. It's been a tiring half for the girls so far. They've got, you know, just over 10 minutes left. They'll want to keep it settled, keep the concentration going.
And they've performed very strongly again. You can see why, were it not for COVID, they may well have been playing at the same level as Watford this season. Twice denied promotions. Hopefully that will change, though they clearly would have wanted to win it on the field. They're winning things on the field right now. Palmer for Walker. Walker trying to turn back in field. Clever run again. Oh, just dispossessed at the final moment by Francesca Ali.
Well, it's unlucky from Lowry, isn't it? I think she actually maybe had a little nick as well as she went into the box, but yeah, fantastic play from Lowry Walker.
Catherine Huggins. Tammy George putting the pressure on Beckett. Miller and Walker look like they're going to stay with this switch of wing-back sides, at least for the time being. Myveld. It's away from Price. And Stacey Fullock didn't like Anna Price's challenge. Maybe just left a foot there.
Yeah, there's not a lot in there. I think the referee's giving it fair enough, but I don't think Perksy was trying to play the ball. This is where the concentration, you know, the girls will be a free kick. You know, we're getting quite close to half time now. They won't want to concede, making sure that they're organised. You can see Emma Cross is organising the girls in there.
Opportunity for Watford to get players into that Wolves penalty area. Wolves have done such a good job so far of preventing them. Won't just be able to make out on your pictures for Tuga Dada. Unmarked on the right side, that means Miller has had to step away from the wall. Beckett to try and deliver. She's gone for goal, and Beck Thomas watched it all the way. I think it would have gone wide anyway.
Yeah, I think we'd be happy with that, wouldn't we? I think we were more worried about her putting that ball into the box. But yeah, easy work there from Beck.
Bell playing it backwards. And Myveld didn't fancy holding on to it with Jade Cross around. Oh, Palmer so close to stealing it. Tammy George with a crunching challenge.
I don't think there was a great... I think Tammy's slightly late, isn't she? But there was no intention. All she was trying to do was just stop and hold up the play.
Yeah, Watford have made quite a lot of it. It just looked like a strong challenge. Didn't seem too much with it, and I think Stacey Fullock may well agree, and just having a word with Tammy George. Oh no, it looks like a card may be coming.
I don't think, I don't know whether that was a yellow card sort of tackle there. She's literally just gone to block the ball. She's not dived in, she's not lunged, her studs are not up.
Yeah, feels like it's as much for the reaction of the Watford players than anything else.
Yeah, I think they kind of drove that, didn't they? But you know, it's football, isn't it? I suppose. But I think Tammy's a little bit unlucky there. Hopefully, she keeps her concentration levels going as well.
It's giving a chance for the players to go over and have a drink, have a word from the coaching staff. Whether you could hear there on our pitch side microphone, Iveld suggesting there was an elbow, which I'm not so sure about.
I don't think there's anything in that at all. It was a physical challenge, and that was it. Tammy was in to win the ball, nothing else.
And there'll be a couple of minutes to be added on for sure at the end of this first period. Wolves have just got to regroup, get their focus back. They've kept Watford at bay really well so far. There's another ball on the pitch in the meantime, that's why we're still with a delay. The trains go roaring past. Beckett to switch the play. Out to Weiss. Launched in towards O'Leary, who got a touch on it. It could have looped anywhere, but Beck Thomas was aware.
Yeah, solid again from Beck. I mean, she'll be buzzing if she managed to take a clean sheet into half time, and she should be full of confidence after her first half.
Edwards. Didn't quite find Ali Mello, who switched back with Harry Walker. And I'll go comfortably through to Thomas. It's interesting, isn't it, how both sets of players adapt to having had such a long break. And then whatever drama either side went through last weekend to get themselves to grips with things again.
Yeah, you normally got a good couple of weeks, if not a month, in between FA Cup ties. So literally getting straight back on the next one is crazy.
Fatuga Dada running forwards. Well, the next tie in the next round will follow on pretty quickly as well. Due to be next Sunday. Fatuga Dada for Beckett. On here to Ali. Ali's ball in, help goalwards and in. Watford's first real crafted opportunity. Found their way through. And Katie O'Leary was there at the near post to be able to turn it home.
Yeah, it's a well-worked goal, isn't it? They've done well to get in there, and it's a good finish. But I think the girls will be disappointed. This, you know, literally 5 minutes or so before half time. They'd love to have kept it tight and took it into half time 1-0 up.
So the first chance that they've just got the numbers in the penalty area to cause the issues.
Yeah, and that shows you the threat, doesn't it? It was a well-worked goal, but equally, Wolves have certainly not looked a division below, and I think they'll be working on that at half-time and really trying to get the girls back on it. Obviously, you know, they came from behind last week, so they've got every confidence that they can go and get another goal.
Pressure being put on Myveld. Ali for Bell to O'Leary. Watford playing with more confidence now as Weiss trying to play it on towards Kamita. Thankfully will go all the way through. Maybe just a case of just getting themselves to half-time now.
Yeah, for sure, I think so. And in some respects, Dan McNamara will give him something to talk about now for half-time, and they'll know that they can score against this side, and they've had other chances. It'll be now talking about the concentration levels, managing the game, and staying in it.
Only a couple of minutes until the break. Thomas's clearance, won by Ali. Edwards challenging. Jessica Ali finding Chandler, and now Beckett. Ali again, growing in influence. And Jessica Ali. Beckett for Kamita, intercepted by Emma Cross. Edwards trying to get Jade Cross away. Cross will make the most of any kind of ball that's played forwards. May well be a fatigue element. We talked, didn't we, earlier, Claire, about the Wolves' press and how they weren't giving a moment. Watford have just found it a little bit easier just to be able to play from the back in the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think so, and I think the confidence of the goal, you can already see that they've all sort of relaxed on the ball.
There's Cross again. No one can relax when she's around. And she's got support here from Ali Miller. Miller back in towards Cross. It'll come to George. Oh, clips the top of the crossbar. Massive opportunity to go back in front right before half-time. Superbly worked move. Jade Cross couldn't quite turn it home, and when it came to George, you expected it to find the back of the net.
Oh, it's really unlucky from Tammy, isn't it? And she'd have really wanted to work the keeper in there. I don't know whether she had time to take a touch.
Price has gone for one from distance. Always under a bit too much pressure.
But it just tells us that Wolves can keep creating the chances, that, you know, they're still very much in this game. Watford might be the division above, but we haven't seen any kind of major differences in between the two sides.
2 goals this season for Tammy George, 9 in 37 in her Wolves career. We've been sensing one then.
It's the positions that we want her to see her getting in, though, isn't it? We want to see her attacking. She's the attacking midfielder. We want to see her getting into the box and getting on the end of some of these chances.
We're in added time at the end of the first period. Again, there is no fourth official, so we won't know exactly how long it's going to be played. Or here's Walker. Was she fouled there? They asked the question, and Stacey Fullock suggesting there was no foul. Not that she'd waved play on, just no foul. And Nia Edwards will no doubt get into trouble here.
I think, given the fact that Lowry Walker stayed on her feet as she ran into the area earlier, she's not a player that goes down lightly. So I think that was very much a free kick on the edge of the box. Be a bit disappointed with the ref there that she didn't give it.
Nia Edwards. You aren't going into the referee's notebook. I think she needed to maybe take a yellow there just to...
Yeah, I think it was a classic yellow card, wasn't it? She was stopping the play. It was, fairly cynical, but I can totally see why she did it. She was stopping a breakaway.
Beckett's ball.
That'll do.
Too much for Fatuga Dada. Well, Larry Walker, we did see asking the question of Stacey Fullock's. Seemed certain that there was no foul on it.
I mean, half-time injury time, you'd have loved a shot on the edge of the box.
Well, what an interesting first period it's been again. Wolves got themselves in front. Jade Cross's strike after 10 minutes when she really put pressure on. Dan McNamara has gone racing across field to have a word with the referee. Might just be out of your picture. It's the left-hand side of your screen. Certainly fuming that his side didn't get that free kick on the edge of the box right at the end of the half. Just be able to see it on the left of your picture. He's got the explanation, probably not one that he entirely wanted. Wolves clearly very unhappy about that, Claire, although they should be fairly pleased with the way the 45 went nonetheless.
Yeah, I think they'll be pleased with the half, won't they? They're very much in the game. I think they've given a good account of themselves as well. So I think looking at the stats, I think it's pretty evenly matched, and we have to remember that Watford are top of the division above. So it's a fantastic display from the girls so far.
Yeah, 5 shots each, just one more on target for Wolves, and of course that Tammy George one that just clipped the crossbar right at the end of the half as well. Well, we will take a quick pause here in commentary, but of course one of the big elements of our Wolves women coverage, and one of the biggest reasons why we covered the game last week, is to try and highlight that we are one pack. Wolverhampton Wanderers is more than just Nuno Espirito Santo's team, and Gemma Frith has been catching up with the respective captains of the men's and women's sides.
Hello, we're here today for Energy Angels Captain's Chat with both our men's and women's captains, Connor Cody and Anna Price. Now, I want to get to know both of your roles in the squad a little bit better today with a quick fire captain's quiz. Let's get straight into the first question. Anna, I'll come to you first. What is the best thing about being a captain?
That level of responsibility, knowing, it's my job to make sure that, we're on it match day, we're on it at training. And then obviously ultimately leading the team out on match day.
Connor, how about for you? Best thing about being a captain?
I'll tell you what, that's a great answer, by the way. Real good answer. I think for me it's the pride in what it brings, to myself, to me family, to me kids. I think it's the pride of doing it. It's a fantastic honour to captain this club. I'm sure Anna will say the same thing as well. It's a fantastic honour, and the pride it brings to help the lads around me, to help the boys, to speak to them, to know I'm always there for them. It's the pride it brings to captain this football club. It's amazing.
What is the worst thing about being a captain? Is there one?
You know what? There's not. It's a hard one, and it's easy for me to say there isn't one. Listen, you get lads coming to you about different things. I think if I'm going to say a tough one, it's been the last year. Last year in lockdown was tough as a captain to keep going every day, to, like I said, to keep on speaking to the lads. We was on captain's meeting with all the other captains from the Premier League as well, trying to sort out different bits. I think that was the toughest thing about it. It wasn't a bad thing. It was a real tough thing, and it was something. Again, it was pride to come through it and help this club come through it.
It's difficult, wasn't it? Like, to get right, you're not day to day. Usually you're in training, and and not being around the girls and motivating that way. You've got to check in on everyone, check everyone's okay. It's difficult, but I can't say it's the worst part of being captain, because that's what you want to do, and you got it in yourself to want to make sure everyone's okay. But it was probably the most difficult. I'd say actually one job that is tough is end of the season. I love to make sure that obviously all the staff get a nice gift, etc. And getting those gifts and getting the money in off all the girls, that's a bit of a tough one.
Who's the tight one? There's definitely tight ones that you're saying there, so you'll have to name names.
No, well, it's tight, but you don't want to go asking for money, do you? Oh no, can you transfer me? And it's horrible. That's the only thing. I love giving the gifts, I love buying them, but the of it is sometimes a bit stressful.
Anna, what is your proudest moment as Wolves captain?
I'd say my debut, to be honest, when I was 15, long time ago now, but that's where it all started. I wouldn't be sat here now if I didn't get given my debut, and it was was a real proud moment and highlight really that I got my debut, and obviously being able to move on and kick on from there. So yeah, that would be my proudest moment.
I think a big one for me was when we played Sevilla in the Europa League at the quarter-final last year. I think from where the club came from in the Championship to then get to the quarter-finals of the Europa League out in Germany was incredible. I remember being stood there looking at the team opposite us, thinking we're coming up against Sevilla here. This is Wolves v Sevilla. We were in the Championship 3 years ago, and I think that was a massive moment for us. Being in the quarter-final of the Europa League was absolutely incredible for everybody involved. It was a shame we couldn't have the supporters there at the time. Yeah.
Do you give out fines in the changing room?
Yeah, we're big on fines in our team. Something that keeps the changing room going. It's a real. We have a bit of a laugh with it. The manager doesn't really get involved with our fines. The staff don't really get involved. It's something that comes from us. Ruben looks after the fines. Ruben Neves. It was something he asked him to do when he first comes to the club. You see boys setting other boys up now, leaving jumpers in the gym and get a down on the wheel. So that's about it. Yes, we do fines. Yeah.
Is there someone that gets fined the most?
Oh, there's loads. Yeah, Adama's bad. I've just mentioned Adama's bad. Kiana Hoover.
Yeah.
He's come to the club. He loves a fine. I don't think they've done him at Liverpool. He's a bit sloppy. Honestly, I don't think they've done him at Liverpool because he is really sloppy with the fines. He's always on the field. Nelson Semedo, I don't think they've done him at Barcelona because he's come in. The boys are stitching him right up. So it's there's a couple, yeah, but we have a right laugh with it. It's good.
That's so good. That's incredible. Anna, how about you? Is there fines in the Wolves women's team?
Probably not on the scale. We're looking at like 50p fines for wearing Nike socks instead of Adidas. You know what I mean? Our party's like £200 at the minute. It's exactly like the same as Connor said. It just keeps that kind of banter, but the standards as well. So like kit, make sure everyone's got the right kit on, not turning up late. If you've got your phone out in the changing rooms, or you know when the manager's speaking, etc. So you know, but it is a good laugh as well, and looking forward to spending it come the end of the season, hopefully.
Well, that's all of my captain's questions for you both today. And thank you to the team at Energy Angels for their support this season. If you'd like to find out more information, then please do head to energyangels.co.uk. Good luck for the rest of the season, both, and we'll see you again soon.
Fascinating piece, isn't it, hearing from the two captains. If you missed any of it, you can see the full video online at energyangels.co.uk/Wolves, and it's worth checking out for more information on their partnership with Wolves and Wolves Women, the official energy partner of Wolves, Energy Angels, where you can also play the latest round of Wolves Score Predictor via that web link as well. This match, of course, part of 3 games we're bringing you on Wolves TV across the weekend. Tomorrow it's the under-23s, but on Friday night the weekend got off to a flying start thanks to Adama Traore at Fulham. Semedo getting set to launch this into the penalty area. It's a curling delivery. It was headed goalwards by Willian Jose, but good couple of feet wide of the right-hand post of Alphonse Areola. It is Robinson trying to lift one in towards Loftus-Cheek, who heads goalwards, and it's just wide. Goodness me, what an opportunity that was for Fulham. Semedo trying to put pressure on Robinson, who leaves Semedo on the deck and now looks to try and run towards Dendoncker and lifts a cross in towards Mitrovic, who heads goalwards but well wide of the right-hand post of Rui Patricio. Semedo on down the right-hand side to Podence, just inside the penalty area, lifts across in. Oh, what a powerful header! And Willian Jose is up and running for Wolverhampton Wanderers. No, it's going to be ruled out. Oh, goodness me. That's unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
That is unbelievable.
No chance. No chance. I'm looking.
Saiss with a couple of short steps. It's Saiss who curls in, and it's high over the top of the crossbar. Semedo lifting it in. Dendoncker got his head to it. It's looping goalwards just over the top onto the roof of the netting.
Yeah, he just couldn't get enough on it, could he?
Anguissa trying to lift it to the right side of the box for Tete, who hooks it back towards the edge of the area. It'll drop again to Robinson, who fires it goalwards, this time with a bit more venom. And a good save by Patricio low to his left-hand side. Corner's taken short. Martinho lifting it towards the far post. Saiss got something on it, but I think it came off the back of his head more than anything, and comfortable take. There's Martinho for Gibbs White. Lovely turn by Gibbs White. Comes to Fabio Silva on here for Traore. Traore into the penalty area. He's all alone! He didn't need anybody! And Adama Traore has scored a stunning goal that surely has to be the winner here at Craven Cottage. It's an unbelievable move right to the death. It's Fulham 0, Wolves 1. What drama at Craven Cottage! Adama Traore with a special moment to win the game late on Friday night. who is going to produce the special moment here at Kings Langley this afternoon as far as Wolves women are concerned. It's been an interesting half-time break, mainly because there are no dressing rooms here at Kings Langley, so both sets of players have had to stay out, so they might just be allowed a little bit of leeway to get themselves warm again, because it's not the warmest of spring afternoons here.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly, isn't it? And I think I just said for the girls, particularly the subs that are all standing there ready to come on potentially, there's no opportunity to get warm in the change rooms at half time. So hopefully the girls hit this game hard for second half.
Obviously we're talking about tiers 3 and 4 of women's football, but give us an idea, Claire, of what it was like when you first started, because I hope that the game has moved on a fair amount.
Oh, I mean, thinking about the first times that I played for Wolves women in the first team, we used to train on a red gra of a primary school. The changing rooms that we went in were not particularly nice, so I think the game's come on leaps and bounds, and you look at the facilities. I mean, the girls have arrived on the first team coaches today, which is fantastic, and all these opportunities that they have at training at the training ground, at the men's training ground, is just fantastic, and it's come on so much in the last few years, and the one pack mentality really is embedded now throughout the club, and it's fantastic to see, like the captain's call with Connor Cody and Anna Price. It's just awesome. I love the fact that it's a level playing field now, and Wolves are really committed to it.
Yeah, the support from Jeff Shee being there to watch in person last weekend. Players training at Compton, and even being mentioned in Nuno's pre-Fulham press conference. He was sending his very best wishes. Big 45 minutes ahead. Can they find their way back in front? What's been a different feeling of a cup tie than last weekend, but maybe that's just because it's been a little bit more even.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a more challenging game for Wolves than last week already, but the girls have given a good account of themselves, and like I said before, you really wouldn't tell there's a division difference, and obviously Watford are definitely very much pushing on to get into the Championship, which is pretty much a semi-professional stroke professional league.
So we are back underway for the second 45 minutes. No changes from either side. Jade Cross, the Wolves goal scorer, putting pressure on. Ali Miller, who played the majority of the game as a striker last week, has been co-opted into a right wing back position today. She did play part of the game last weekend in that role. And Wolves start the second half as strongly as they did the first. Miller will have the throw. Palmer. This can the challenge of Beckett. So Wolves with Beck Thomas in goal, a back three of Kelly Darby, Emma Cross and Anna Morfitt. Ali Miller and Lowry Walker, the wing backs. Anna Price, Nair Edwards and Tammy George in midfield. Jade Cross and Jamila Palmer up top. Both Nair Edwards and Tammy George getting yellow cards in that first half. Miller's throw. Get another opportunity. So the train line is behind the camera angle that you're looking at, but it is pretty loud as it goes by. It's a train spotter's paradise here.
My dad would totally love this.
Watford trying to work it down the line. O'Leary's flick on. Price is there. Emma Cross finding Morfitt. Towards George. That header didn't go where Myval wanted it to go. Price again. Palmer. Oh, she was shaping up for one. Watford maybe knew it as well and maybe aware of that danger. Walker, the Price. Again, good footwork by Anna Price. Emma Cross forwards towards Jade Cross, and what a good ball it's turned out to be. Not a bad effort either, but maybe slightly wider than she wanted to be.
Yeah, I think the ball just ran away from it a little there, didn't it? But a good bit of play there. Wolves will be encouraged by that little bit of possession there.
It's Wolves TV, by Energy Angels. Coverage of Wolves women as Kelly Darby goes in too strongly on Rosie Comita. Mikey Burrows and the Wolves women legend Claire Hateman with you this afternoon. Wherever you are, tune in to us. I know there are quite a few, even outside the UK, been desperate to support this journey. Beckett launching one into the penalty area. And Price did well just to let it run.
Yeah, I think she had a shout from Beck maybe there just to leave the ball running through. She was very tempted to get ahead on it, I think.
Talked about Anna Price's leadership skills. Who else would be more vocal in that dressing room, do you think?
I think of all the girls, I think they're very integral. I think the girls look up to Becky Thomas. I know she's solid in behind. And also Jamila will be somebody that'll be very vocal in terms of some of the girls looking up to her. Obviously she's been playing at this standard and above for a long period of time as well.
Price's header forwards, might come to Jade Cross here. Oh, she was really unfortunate. It was a brave turn by Emma Beckett. Watford have Chrissy Wiggins in goal. This is Katie O'Leary who got the equaliser. Tracked all the way by Emma Cross. Helped out by Tammy George. With a loose one, intercepted by Megan Chandler. Beckett trying to set Ria Weiss away. Weiss's delivery too high for Francesca Rowley.
Quite pleased really that she overhit that because she was in a great position and she possibly could have took it on a little bit further. Just previous to that, Emma Cross has obviously ended up coming out following her player out, but Emma is really, she's so quick, you want her to be last player at the back, so I always do get a bit worried when Emma gets that far forward.
Who's quicker, do you think, her or Jade?
Ooh, I couldn't even call it because I think either of them will be dropping me a message later to disagree with me. So, no, they're both rapid. I think if you ever you got near either of the Cross twins in training in the fitness testing, then you're absolutely buzzing.
It's worth pointing out that all still without the experience of that Whittle. Also be missing Alex Buck as well. Maybe could have featured no Summer Holmes today either, who was a key part of the performance last week. Edwards nearly came through to Cross. Headed by Price. Jen Anslow, as part of our coverage last week. He's back on the bench today.
Yeah, I know, that's fantastic for Jen, and I know that Natalie Whittle is very much hoping that they can see this game through so that she can be involved in the next game.
Yeah, serving a suspension for a red card against Long Eaton. But if COVID hadn't suspended fixtures again, would have been served a long time ago. She still maintains it wasn't a red card.
I was just about to say that. I best say it because she won't be very happy if I don't.
Wolves have got numbers forwards here. Palmer waits on the edge of the box. George, Darby and Price. Watford are trying to get players in and around Anna Price. Morfit's delivery. It was Fitzgerald! Yes! Oh, brilliant! Brilliant delivery! Superbly turned home by Kelly Darby. Perfect goal from Wolves' point of view. A set piece that will have been well worked on in training. Fantastic moment to get back in front in this cup tie.
Oh, it's a brilliant finish from Kelly Darby at the far post. It was an easy one not to be able to control because there was so much power behind the ball from Anna Morfitt. So it's fantastic Fantastic ball, fantastic finish.
All those hours on the training ground paying off to perfection. And you could see that Watford were trying to get players in and around Anna Price. They were focusing all their attention on her. Left Kelly Darby free.
Yeah, good bit of a decoy that from Perksy. They just need to concentrate down there now. We don't want anything silly. We want to, you know, get a bit of possession, relax on the ball.
Nia Edwards forwards. Cross came Huggins.
I think Dan will be really pleased as well, because Wolves have now done to Watford what Forest did to us last week, and obviously conceded a goal just after the break. So Wolves should be full of confidence. They need to take this confidence on now, get a bit of possession of the ball.
Just a pause as it's Myvald. A little bit of a whack. Just checking she's okay. There's Jade Cross. In a tight area, trying to squeeze her way out. That'll be a goal kick. Wolves preparing a change. Over on the far side that might just be able to make out in the bottom of your picture. Might be Katie Evans, you know. And I think it's Nia Edwards that's going to be replaced. Oh no, Larry Walker's gone off. But Nia Edwards will go and play left wing back. Kate Evans on into midfield. There's Palmer. Whether Walker picked up a knock, didn't see anything.
I mean, he's taken her off fairly early in the second half, so you'd maybe think there's maybe a little niggle there. I know Anna had spoke in the week when I spoke to her about a few niggles around the squad, which is understandable given the game they had last week.
There's Fatuga Dada trying to drive on. Wolves have done well to force Watford backwards. Beck Thomas out to see away the danger. Kelly Darby might have an issue now as well. They don't need injury problems to mount here.
I think it's inevitable, isn't it? After the long gap that they've had, they've come back to training for 2 weeks, and obviously they had a really intense game last week. So it's understandable that probably for both sides that it's, you know, it's a lot to take on coming back after such a long break.
Kelly Darby's okay. Just needed a moment to regroup. Ali, nice turn, just couldn't quite squeeze through Evans and George. Benefit of the free kick. Balls without Summer Holmes, who played so well last week, and Shani Jennings as well. That's a dangerous delivery into the area. It's come through to Ali. Support arriving. Oh, what a great challenge by Nia Edwards. Had to time that right, didn't she just?
Yeah, it's a brilliant tackle from Nia. Fantastically well to read that. He was a real threatening position as well for Watford.
And Evans trying to get cross away, just a bit too much on that pass. Wow, it takes some bravery to go flying in your own penalty area.
Yeah, definitely, especially when she's on a yellow as well. I think that's probably crossing her mind, but she's a fantastic player, and you can tell how versatile she's slotted into left wing back. We've seen her play 3 positions in the last 2 weeks.
Only 19. The exuberance and confidence of youth. That just about evades all our equipment here. Not quite sure how it did. Can't quite believe Claire Heyman just didn't control that.
I was just about to head it.
Fatuga Dada trying to wriggle and find some room. Support from Maria Weiss. Weiss has had a go, comfortably taken by Beck Thomas.
Yeah, Wolves just need to relax. They've had a little good little spell there for Watford, so we need to get back on the ball, get a little bit of possession, and let's go from there. But just getting that adrenaline, the adrenaline rush of scoring the second, just making sure they stay calm and relaxed.
Now then, long kick that Jade Cross is going to put pressure on. Myvald's touch, but Cross is quick enough to get to the loose ball. Support here from Evans. Just couldn't quite find the gap to squeeze it in, and last touch was off her.
Yeah, she's unlucky there, isn't it? I think it's just come off her toe right at the end, but great British chasing down again from Jade Cross.
So I'd love to see some stats of how many kilometres she covers in a game, how many sprints she gets through. So Emma Cross has got a sprint to get across to Fatuga Dada, and the offside flag goes up against Kamita.
Yeah, well defended from Wolves. I think Emma had that covered, and Kelly was in behind her, and obviously with keeping a nice tight line there to catch her offside.
Rosie Kamita was a late substitute in the 2019 FA Cup final at Wembley. There's an element, I think, that we'll get to the 5th round stage, and then sure, I read that the competition will be finished off next season.
Well, I think the next round in itself gets quite interesting because the Championship and WSL clubs come into the draw, so it's obviously only going to step up in the pressure in terms of the teams that are coming in. But it's a fantastic opportunity, and it's a brilliant way of Wolves showing that they could easily be playing in the division above.
That's Myvald who's gone off. And on in her place has come Alicia Stoker-Down. It's Watford going to their bench. Tammy George felt she should have got a free kick, nothing given. All just evades Price. Stoker-Down forwards, Fatuga Dada. Morfitt knew she couldn't touch her. Fatuga Dada still going. Couldn't find the far corner, thankfully.
She's been a real threat, hasn't she, when she's on the ball. She's obviously a very pacey winger, so as soon as she comes into the box, you've got to be really careful with the tackles that you make there.
Wolves going to the bench again. I think it might be Maya Edwards heading off this time. That yellow card may be playing a part in her being replaced. Header on by Evans. Miller for Palmer. It was Orla Conlon who's come on. Another youngster. As Miller goes chasing, I think that's come off her last.
Yeah, I think Orla's another one of the girls that's studying at Birmingham Uni, because there's a few of the girls, Kate Evans, Lowry Walker. And I think she's another one of the girls that's coming and I think she is a specialist left wing back, so be good to see her get some minutes today.
Yeah, only 21, only the third match of her Wolves career. Wouldn't normally be wearing number 11. It's normally reserved for Jen Anslow. Tuga Dada didn't have the support she thought she had. Miller, again it was a late challenge, and this time Stacey Follix will pull it back.
I think that was a good job that she did. I think Wolves were slightly out of position and out of shape there, so thankfully the ref gave the free kick, which I totally think it was. Well won by Ali Miller.
Orla Conlon, by the way, 3 goals in 2 games for the reserves this season, so she's capable of chipping in, just as Nia Edwards did last week.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a big opportunity for her as well. I don't think she managed to feature at all last week, so be good to see her get on the pitch. And what a fantastic stage to be playing on in the FA Cup.
Thomas lifting one forwards, away by Emma Beckett, who's just dropped into that defensive line since Myvald went off, allowing Stokoe Down to go into midfield. Evans challenging with Ali. Ref happy enough with it. Palmer for George. George has got to be careful. On a yellow, still fully committed. Crunching challenge, too crunching.
Every time,
Kelly Darby. Rosie Comita right in front of our effects microphone. You might have heard that in great detail, her response to that challenge. Let's just say that she wasn't very happy with it. Apologies if there was any fruity language in there. Football is a passionate game.
There's no crowd noise to hide any of these little bits that we had before.
I'm sure we would have heard 1 or 2 things we couldn't broadcast if we'd put a microphone on you during your career.
No, not me. Oh, definitely not me. Absolutely golden. Never sent off me, Mikey.
Should you have been, though? That's the question.
I won't be answering that one. Time as a centre half.
It wasn't your natural role, it's fine.
Lots of excuses.
Beckett to launch it in. Plenty were in there. I think that's going to be given as a goal kick. Look from this angle like it might have come off a Wolves player.
Yeah, it was a fantastic ball, wasn't it? A real one that's the ones that you really hate defending against as well, so really challenging to get on the end of that.
Well, there is still a long way to go. Wolves have the advantage. And Conlon is beaten to it by Chandler. Tuga Dada up against Morfitt. Trying to beat her on the outside, a well-positioned Emma Cross.
Yeah, brilliant defending from Emma Cross. Just getting into that near post zone.
Wolves got to hold firm here. Morfitt's clearance. Palmer's header away, and she's got just a little bit deeper. As Kate Evans header away. Palmer is deep. The clearance. Bell. Chandler to whip it in from deep, and Beck Thomas really well just to hold on because the pressure was coming from Rosie Comita. She scored a goal in similar circumstances last week. She's got on the end of a cross that goalkeeper was favourite to take. Oh, little mistake. Almost let Jade Cross in at the other end. Here's Palmer. Palmer's having a go. Couldn't find her angles.
Yeah, unlucky. It opened up for her there, didn't it? And Jamila's very capable of shooting from distance, so you always get a little bit excited if she gets the ball in a bit of time, with a bit of time and space.
Wolves still putting the pressure on. Ali Miller with the throw. They keep Watford pinned back in. Jade Cross on the turn. Goal kick given.
I think Dan will be pretty pleased with how it's going so far. Obviously, they've managed to get the goal in the second half. They've settled. Just over 20 minutes to play, so I think he'll be pleased that the girls have managed to maintain the work rate and work ethic. He's got a couple more subs that I think he can use. He can use up to 5 today, so there's lots of options for him.
Palmer, oh, lovely trickery from Palmer. Drawing Miller into the attack. She was trying to find Jade Cross. Kamita's touch, trying to use her speed, but good, clever defending by Kelly Darby.
Yeah, I thought Jamila might be tempted to shoot in that position when it opened up for her, but it was a great bit of play initially from her.
Yeah, slightly surprised she didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Ali Miller was in a decent position, but then unfortunately her cross just didn't have that power on it to get into the box. But maybe she's finding a range, and maybe she's going to be due one.
Darby to Palmer. 2 players trying to steal it from her, and a third arriving, and recycled via Darby to Evans, and Conlon was calling for it. Evans just putting too much on that through ball.
Yeah, it's a shame. It was a good opportunity to open up the play and switch the play across to the other side, but great bit of play in there from Jamila. She has just had a little look across to the bench.
Oh wow, big pressure being put on by Cross again. This time Watford had a defender back there to help out, but Chrissy Wiggins completely missed it. And Jade Cross nearly snuck in for a second goal for her and a third for Wolves. With the best will in the world, she's a nuisance, isn't she?
Oh, is she ever? And I think as well that their players know that. If they see her come in, they probably do. It sets the panic off.
O'Leary will go harmlessly through. Go all the way through.
Unlucky again from Jade there. I think she had a little opportunity. Ball just ran away.
Vice under pressure from Miller. Pressure by George as well, and Cross making into this. It was a crunching challenge, and then a second one in. Oh, penalty given! Tammy George winning a penalty at a crucial stage. Massive decision made that the assistant referee plays a large part in giving. And what a chance to open out a 2-goal lead.
I think Jade nearly nicked it as well, didn't she? They're in a great position. It's been a great few minutes for Wolves there. They've really put the pressure on.
And it looks like it's going to be Anna Morfitt who will take on the responsibility. We know the power that she holds in that left foot. Morfitt against Chrissy Wiggins from 12 yards for a 2-goal lead. All these moments build the tension. Anna Morfitt to step up, left-footed, finds the bottom corner. It's a brilliant spot kick, and Wolves lead by 3-1.
That's a fantastic penalty, isn't it? I mean, every bit of pressure. I mean, lucky they've had the penalties to practice last week as well, so fantastic for the girls. Puts them into a great position now. It's just about that concentration and mentality now.
That left foot is something special. The composure, the calmness to be able to step up in these circumstances under that pressure and deliver a kick of that quality speaks so much to what Anna Morfitt brings to this team.
Yeah, definitely, and live on Wolves TV, you know, this is, you know, new things that are happening that people are watching in lots of different places. I've seen people watching in America and all different areas of the world, which is fantastic, and what an opportunity there.
Fourth goal of her Wolves career for the 19-year-old, formerly at Aston Villa, but now making a name for herself on the right side of the Midlands. Needs a challenge by Miller. Trying to get on with things quickly. O'Leary. Ball will be switched to Fatuga Dada. Watford made a change in the moments after the goal as Wolves get themselves a free kick. And Nasa Harney, I think it is, that's come on.
I mean, Watford have still got a great deal of quality on this pitch now, so it'll be up to Wolves really to manage this game and see it through. You can see already there's a few people stretching calves off, a few people have got niggles. Ali Miller's just having a little stretch off here just to the left of us, so it's just about managing that game now and seeing it through. Obviously, if they concede one, the nerves are going to pick up, and you know, we're eking into the last 15 minutes or so. It's a major part of the game now.
Back Thomas to launch it forwards. Lovely turn by Palmer. Wolves are threatening another. Palmer still trying to use her power. And she's done enough to win Wolves a corner.
Brilliant play from Jamila. Just takes the pressure off a little bit, doesn't it? Winning those set pieces, gains yards up the pitch, but fantastic. She's really came into her own the last 10 or 15 minutes, and I imagine she's getting a little bit tired now.
Wolves corners mounting. Just maybe a sign of the deservedness of this lead. Morfitt's delivery went over the top of Price, comes out to Palmer, one touch in the strike, oh, it's in! Jamila Palmer! Chrissy Wiggins couldn't hold it! And Dan McNamara's side have 1 foot in the 4th round now! We've all known about the power that Jamila Palmer possesses. It was straight at Chrissy Wiggins. She might not have seen it till late, but it found its way over the line, and Wolves women now have a stunning advantage by 4 goals to 1.
Oh, fantastic from Gillian Miller, really chuffed for her. It probably wasn't the best strike that she's ever done, but she had so much power behind it, and the keeper was probably a little bit unsighted. So, but 4 goals to 1 is just fantastic.
Reminder, against a team who are not just from a division above, but were top of that division. And were looking likely to make a step up towards the Championship and Tier 2 of women's football. O'Leary, tracked all the way by Miller. That's going to be a corner. 1 defeat this season, Watford. It came back in October against Crawley Wasps, who were 5th in the table of the Women's National League Premier Division South. Watford top of it, having won 6 of their 8 league games. They'd only conceded 6 all season in the league, 7 in total with Memke Don's goal last week. So that just shows you, Claire Hateman, what a monumental effort this has been for Wolves to put 4 past them today.
Yeah, definitely, and I think key other almost element to remember is that these girls at Watford, a lot of them have come down from either the WSL or the Championship. A lot of the girls that, if you read through the programme, have played for Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs. So it'd be a fantastic result for Wolves if they can see it through.
Well, I love the footballer inside you that was if they can see it through. 13 minutes to go and nobody is taking anything for granted.
I'm a Wolves fan as well, you know, so I think the girls will just really take this as they want to see it through for the club. It's a massive opportunity, and what a fantastic story it's been, the way that the club have followed the Wolves women and really supported them to get to this point. So I think the girls are just absolutely flying and so chuffed to be part of this.
Chase is on here for Harney. Big strong challenge in by Morford again. Still more defending to do though. Watford will not give this up, but Conlon is putting pressure on Ali. Return by Bell. In goes Conlon. And it's a Wolves throw.
You can see the girls are full of confidence, aren't they now? They're playing with so much tenacity. They're just desperate to get back on the ball, get possession back. If they lose it, they're desperate to win it back.
Emma Cross, back to Beck Thomas. Dare I say, has had a quieter afternoon than she might have imagined. Oh, ball's gone all the way through to Jade Cross again. It was Cross who got the scoring started, and she's led from the front. Palmer. Price. Palmer again. Jade Cross is wide. Palmer spotted an opportunity to deliver. Derby's challenge will draw the free kick.
Yeah, let's have Wolves reset now, get their shape back on. I mean, we're just saying nothing silly now. Everyone needs to relax, manage the game, and make sure that we can get to that 90 minutes and see the victory through.
Oh, great pressure by Tammy George, setting off again. Cross is in the middle, and George just lost her footing at a key moment, but she does win a corner.
Fantastic, isn't it, from Tammy? Great driving run, and I mean, it looks like they're going for another goal, doesn't it? It doesn't look like we're going to sit back and pass the ball around. They want to go and get the fifth.
I tell you, even at 4-1, Claire Hateman can't stand still. I can't stand still. The coolest person in here from a Wolves point of view is the Wolves Women chairperson, Jenny Wilkes, just to my right. Am I right? With one of the biggest grins I've ever seen on her face at the moment. It is a dream that we are living and seeing in front of our eyes as Anna Price went challenging in. Ten minutes to go. We're a place in round 4. Here comes Fatuga Dada. And through comfortably to Beck Thomas. Well, it's all about concentration now, Claire Hateman. Do not give Watford a sniff. And look who's after this again. Cross, oh, unfortunate bounce and a tough collision, which she may well need a little bit of attention here.
I thought Jay was actually trying to pull out of that header there, to be honest. And then she seemed to sort of see it through. Yeah, it's time to manage the game for Wolves, I think, now, and I think they're doing just that. They're doing a fantastic job, aren't they, the girls? They'll be taking all that they can in terms of little bits of time to see the game through.
Yeah, these are monumental moments where you just have to keep everything together, stay switched on.
I mean, they're quality, aren't they, in terms of that, you know, we know that their position they're in, but we also know that they can come from behind, and it really does only take, football's a funny game, isn't it? It only takes one goal for you to lose your head slightly. So they just need to concentrate, keep focusing on the job in hand and seeing it through, and not to get too carried away, because it's easy to now start to think ahead of the next game.
Still some treatment here for Jade Cross, who I think was well within her rights to keep chasing that ball down.
I mean, she's been fantastic today, hasn't she? Like you say, be interesting to see her stats on how many kilometres she's covered during the game, but she just doesn't stop. She doesn't give anything up. We're in the 80th minute and she's still chasing everything down, whether it should be her ball or not.
Jay Cross, I think, will rejoin. Watford going to make a couple of changes here late on. So Ruby Smith is on as one of the changes. We're just checking that everybody is okay, and we'll get back underway. Jake Cross is waiting to be allowed back on as soon as Chrissy Wiggins tries to launch it downfield. So Katie O'Leary going off. Stoke O'Dowd will go and play up top. And Leanne Bell also replaced for Holly Holt. Tammy George finding Anna Price. Conlon's ball just cut out.
The girls must be exhausted. I mean, we're coming up to the 5 minutes before the end of the 90, but they've done such a fantastic job so far.
Lovely sweeping ball to find Ali Miller. Tammy George is offside.
I think the girls will be starting to feel like, you know, it could be theirs now. Just hoping that they can see it through. It'd be great to see it through with a 4-1 win as well. So I think it really has showed the gulf in between the two sides.
Yeah, and strange to say that there is a gulf, really, isn't there? I mentioned before about some of the experience that Watford have had, that they would have been in amongst potentially in the Women's Super League, were it for a little bit more financial support a couple of years ago.
Yeah, totally, and I think it just shows like how fantastic this group that Dan McNamara has put together are. I mean, they're a fantastic group of girls, but also they would literally do anything to try and protect each other as well on the pitch. So the effort and work levels and determination, grit and determination has been fantastic from the girls, and it's just been a great advert again for women's football, but also a great advert for Wolves women, who I think are picking up fans left, right and centre every week.
Well, Wolves were knocked out of the second round in the last 4 seasons. They hadn't been in round 3 since 2015, and they were beaten 2-0 by Charlton as Tammy George is replaced. Listen to those shouts going around. Amy Dickon is on. And here's Palmer, and Palmer spotted opportunity. Not sure whether she was going for goal or whether she'd seen all of Conlon's run.
Good bit of time wasting either way, so but great bit of play. I mean, you can hear Anna Price there, can't you? Getting the girls going, making sure that they see it through, really just talking. I mean, she totally is the Connor Cody for us in terms of, you can hear her voice constantly driving the girls on, really encouraging as well in her manner. She's just a fantastic role model.
Miller's header, it's going to come to Evans. And Evans again, maybe just playing it into a certain area. Forfeit. Balls towards Palmer, just brought down by Beckett. Jade Cross, Kelly Darby, Anna Morfitt, Jamila Palmer. Young Wolves fans who want to get involved in the game, who maybe young girls that dream of playing for Wolves women, will remember these names for a long, long time, because they are writing their place into not just Wolves women folklore, but Wolverhampton Wanderers record books.
Yeah, it's that one-pack approach, isn't it? That, you know, we want the girls and boys around Wolverhampton and the surrounds to know the women's players as well. So they've given a great advert for themselves.
Or difficult one for Beck Thomas. It just went over the top of the crossbar. Just one little warning sign late on in the game.
I think Natalie Whittle will be getting a little bit excited around now, thinking and hoping that she might make the squad for next week.
Well, the way they've played in the last two games, competition for places is extremely high.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's just a fantastic thing to be a part of, and I think any of the girls are loving being in and around the squad, and they've done fantastically, haven't they? So again, if we were picking a player of the match, it'd be so difficult, wouldn't it?
Well, when you consider that, say, Summer Holmes, Natalie Whittle, Jen Anslow getting stronger and fitter, Shani Jennings might all be available next week.
Yeah, I think Dan will have some tough decisions to make, won't he? But again, it'll be another increasing challenge. Every week they've had a harder challenge to deal with.
Interception by Dickon, trying to set Jade Cross away here. Across came the challenge of Huggins. Palmer. Colin challenged by Ali.
I think Jamila's really grown into the game, hasn't she? And involvement has increased as the game went on, and you could almost sense the fact that there was a goal coming, because she was getting more and more involved in the game. So really pleased to see her, and I bet she'll be chuffed to get 90 minutes under her belt.
Well, the 90 minutes is up. We're in added time as Cross finds Evans. Oh, when it nearly found its way through to Ali Miller. Just as she has for almost 90 minutes, Claire Hankman is still pacing.
I'm nearly feeling confident now, actually. I think the girls are going to see this through.
Well, you're just about getting to that point. Here's Jade Cross. Maybe she can make it absolutely certain. Oh, Palmer was following in. A fifth really would have been dreamland for Tugadada. Brilliant interception by Darby.
I mean, Wolves have been solid at the back as well, haven't they? Darby, Morfitt and Emma Cross really haven't given much away to Watford.
Yeah, you'd struggle to really come up with too many moments where they were under pressure, where Beck Thomas has had a real save to make second half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been an increasing challenge in terms of, like, from last week. The defence didn't have a great deal to do really across the game, but today has been different.
Beckett, chase back. Oh, Jade Cross again, still not giving it up, even at this late stage. Wrap her up in cotton wool and get her ready for Blackburn in a week's time. Still we play on.
It's got to be nearly done now. I know that I can see the subs and the rest of the squad are waiting behind the goal just there.
The Orbital Fasteners Stadium in Kings Langley. Feels like a part of the Black Country, because we are moments away from Wolves reaching round 4 for the first time since the 90s, we reckon.
I think I was probably involved in that, which is worrying, isn't it? A long time ago.
Dickens' challenge.
They've just managed this game. They've seen it through, haven't they, Wolves? I mean, they've been fantastic.
Morfitt with a throw. Still we play on here. Ali under pressure from Evans. Colin came in.
I didn't think there was this much of added on time.
No. Guess the Jake Cross head injury maybe. The result is almost certain now as Miller looks to try and play it forwards. Anna Price.
That'll do us, Anna.
One look at the watch again from Stacey Fullocks as Watford play forwards. Again, it's Price well positioned, and it's Evans clearing downfield. Beckett's ball. Amy Dickens' header. Cross can be excused at rather tired touch at this stage. Palmer. She's looking up, and she gets support from Price, and she uses all those years of experience, and that's it! History made again for Wolves women, who are into round 4 of the Women's FA Cup. For the second week in a row, they have beaten a team from the division above. Last week it was by virtue of penalty kicks. They were never going to be needed in a stunningly thrilling performance, completely dominant to beat Watford by 4 goals to 1. Jade Cross, Kelly Darby, Anna Morfitt's penalty, and Jamila Palmer. Dan McNamara's side have thoroughly deserved it. They put on a show again, and they will hopefully do so again in a week's time against Blackburn. What a performance, what a win, a game that will live long in the memory.
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it? I'm so chuffed for the girls. I mean, we talk about these moments, and they've missed out on those couple of winning the league potential moments, but this is just fantastic, and the fact that the story carries on to next week is even better. And the hype at the moment around the women's game and around Wolves women and the one-pack approach is just fantastic.
Well, so many performances that we could go through. I mean, you mentioned a moment ago it's going to be incredibly hard to select a player of the match. I know last week I think everybody got given the player of the match. We might be in a similar scenario again today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely performances that we can pick out there, isn't there? I think Jade Cross just caused havoc all day for them, and you could just tell she caused so much panic in their defence and with their goalkeeper, and I think that really set the tone for the day.
Yeah, we go all the way back to that start of the game because, oh, look at the celebrations. Just look at it. Look at what it means to them. After all that time, the emotion that will have built up. Dan McNamara is going to head over towards us. I think there are tears in his eyes because his team, this team that have been through so much, when it's taken away from you in the circumstances that it had been over the last couple of years, they could have just walked away from it. They could have just come out last week and gone through the motions and enjoyed it for 90 minutes and gone out and then seen what was going to happen off the pitch. But never, Claire Hakeman, never was that going to happen. This team full of characters.
Yeah, I mean, they've had so many disappointments, haven't they, in recent seasons. The last 2 seasons have just been ultimate in disappointment. So to see the girls loving this moment is just fantastic, and long may it continue. Let's go again and let's try and challenge a championship side.
Well, you can see here on Wolves TV, Dan McNamara is joining us. You were put through all sorts of emotions last week. Very different type of emotions now. Try and sum up for us just how that feels.
It's hard, Mikey. Really hard. The group, again, I said it all last week. I said it last week. The group deserve it. We've come down here, no dressing room, warming up on a horrible pitch over there. I thought we'd been disrespected, if I'm honest. I thought even their warm-up, their warm-up looked laboured. The warm-up looked like they were They were playing an easy side, but there's Wolves women for you. There's Wolves women for you. So these will be in the Championship in the next 2 years. And they've not beaten them. They've just... Speechless, mate. Speechless. Don't want to be disrespectful to Watford because they're a great outfit and they've got absolutely fantastic players. But that's what heart gets you. That's what heart gets you, and that's what determination gets you, and that's what a unified group get you. They deserve that. They deserve that, and everyone back at home as well.
Heart, courage and determination sums up Jade Cross for that first goal. It was a wonderful way to get underway.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Look, we knew. We looked at the games. We've looked at footage of Watford all week, and we knew the back four we could get at them. We knew we would. We knew Jade had caused them problems. We knew Ali had caused them problems, and right from the off, I think they struggled to deal with it. But Jade Cross. What can I say to her? I've asked her for an extra 10% at 85 minutes, and she's gone up 25%. So just tremendous. But no individuals out there. Right from the staff, from Roy, who turns up every week. You know, Jenny Stretton, who's at home, who can't be here because she's isolating. Natalie Whittle, travelled to both games. You know, band. The girl said they'd do it for her. The girl said, we'll do it for you so you can play next week. There you go. That's Wolves women for you. Speechless, mate.
What did you say at half-time? Because it felt a little bit harsh on you that it was 1-1 at half-time because they hadn't really caused you too many issues.
I agree. Listen, I'm sick of saying it to these girls and for various people. Football's about being effective. Football's not about playing through the thirds and nice passes, and you know, it's about being effective. And what was effective was just pressing their back line. I think they played out from goal kicks every time. They played into our hands. It's about being effective, and the effective was getting the ball into Jade Cross as quick as we could. I thought Jamila was fantastic up there. I thought she's put an absolute shift in. They all have. So they were just absolutely tremendous.
You know what football's like. Claire Hakeman up here was so nervous and didn't want to say when that fourth one went in that was that. What was going through your mind? At what point did you think we've done it?
When the whistle went. I've been involved with football long enough now to know that you don't do anything till the whistle's gone, and you know the fourth one's gone in, and it's just incredible. But you know what, Mikey, I don't think it was anything short of what they deserved. I thought they defended like Trojans. You know, Jade will get the plaudits, and I thought Kelly Darby, Emma Cross and Anna Morfitz just had the best 90 minutes I've seen her play in a Wolves shirt, marking an absolute outstanding centre forward in Faduga Dada. So honestly, they don't. I'm speechless, but I'm not shocked. Okay, that's what you get from that group. Incredible.
Claire, is there anything you want to say? Because it's been one of those situations where we're trying to look through the record books and trying to find the last time Wolves have got this far. Remarkable times.
Yeah, it's just fantastic, and Dan, I'm here getting emotional while I'm watching the girls. It's just fantastic, and the displays in there were something else. But the fact that they're the top of the league above, you really wouldn't have told, and it just says everything about what you say about the group. And you must really actually now be thinking about, can you challenge Blackburn next week? Because it's another step on, isn't it? Every week's an increased challenge.
Yeah, look, we don't get ahead of ourselves. Obviously, next week's a total different ball game. Blackburn they haven't stopped this year. So Blackburn have played for the whole time we've been off. So, look, I'm just enjoying it. This is what football's about. This is what I've been harping on about in all my interviews. These are the moments that you cherish. This is what's going to unite me and Anna Price in 15 years' time when we're walking around Wolverhampton. So forget next week for now. I'm going to go and join that group and enjoy this, and we'll see what happens during the week.
Well, mate, get back in there. Thank you so much for coming and talking
Cheers.
to us. Congratulations.
I appreciate everyone tuning in and you guys for coming down and do it, and get your stuff ready. We're back on next week.
Hey, you keep putting on a show for us, my friend. Well done again.
Cheers, Mikey.
Best wishes to everyone in that team, because it was a stunning performance. Claire Hakeman, a final word from you. I don't know whether I can push you to get a player of the match, because all of them again were superb.
Yeah, I mean, I would find it really difficult to pin down one, and it almost feels harsh to pick one, doesn't it? I mean, after that display, but I mean, I think Jade Cross, she stands out for me just by, and knowing how many years she's done this for, and how many she's top goal scorer every year without fail. So I think Jade would be the one that I'd probably have to go to, because she made a lot of it happen by those runs in behind and just doing things that other people maybe were not. But she's fantastic, and I'm so chuffed for the girls. It's a fantastic story, and the way that it's going, you know, who knows what could happen next week. I'm just really pleased that they've got their moment and that they're really enjoying it out there.
Claire, thank you very much indeed. Former Wolves player Claire Hateman with us on Wolves TV this afternoon, on another historic afternoon as well. This journey that this team is on, it's not over yet. Thanks for watching.